Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Zupo's SEO Talking Tea. Today's conversation is what is URL rating. URL rating is very specific to Ahrefs, which is a certain SEO software. And so today what we want to discuss is what is URL rating and what it means compared to something like domain authority or domain rating. But before we jump on in, I want to introduce the tea we're having today. We're having a Japanese green tea called the Essentia. I think it's Fukamushi Sakari Sencha. And I've actually had this before. This was gifted to me on my birthday with a whole series of other teas to be tested. And as you can see on the box, if you can see it from there, it's usually this is like a taste testing kit. So there's a Chinese green tea versus a Japanese green tea. And this is from the company Mayleaf. Mayleaf is a big influencer in my life in terms of watching their YouTube videos and learning how to understand tea a little bit better. So if you ever want to get more interested in tea, more than like the 30 seconds I spend on these videos, go ahead and go over to Mayleaf and watch Don go ham on different tea things. But let's go ahead and get brewing and let's get talking. So, what is URL rating? So, URL rating, like I just said, is a very Ahrefs specific metric. Ahrefs is an SEO software that we use really heavily. It's comparable to Moz and SEMrush. You can consider them probably all competitors of each other, although arguably each one does something better than the other, but also they each do one thing weaker than the other. Doesn't really matter. I'm not here to peddle which one's the best. All I really care about is talking about what is URL rating. I extensively use Ahrefs, so I'm concerned about that one. I'm not 100% sure if Moz and SEMrush have their own version of it. I know Moz has domain authority and Ahrefs has domain rating, but I'm not sure if Moz has the URL rating or URL authority version of it. But anyways, let's just jump over to what URL rating even is and why it's important. So in another video, I've talked about what is domain authority and domain rating, and as a quick 10-second recap, it is the overall strength of your website score from 0 to 100. The closer to 100 you are, the more likely you are to rank, and that the more likely that Google sees your site as powerful based on your link profile, amongst other ranking factors. So that's what domain authority, domain rating is. What's URL rating? So if you're ever using a tool like Ahrefs or something similar, you'll see often a score for domain rating and then URL rating. URL rating is a little bit different where the domain talks about the whole website as a whole. So every page that is indexed combined together, what is the rating? URL rating is a little bit different. It's specific to that one unique page. And why that is important is that it will then assign a score to every URL of that site and give it a score. So sometimes URL rating is higher than the domain authority or domain rating, sometimes it's lower. And the reason why it has some strategic importance is because if you have a big website, usually what you're trying to do is rank different services and products. So you have different specific products, product categories, services. You might be trying to do a lot of different things. When you're comparing and trying to rank for a site, as I mentioned before in other videos, oftentimes your product breadth or your service breadth is larger than just one. So usually your homepage can really only be optimized for one kind of service. Generally you have more. So what often happens is, let's say we use pizza and I want to rank for a pepperoni pizza and then sausage pizza. Well, if I have two product pages, if I'm using URL rating, this is where it becomes important. I need to look at the URL rating of my pepperoni pizza page. Then I need to go to my competitor's website who are already ranking and see the URL rating of their pepperoni pizza pages. Because what we're doing is, since you're trying to rank for a specific keyword like pepperoni pizza, we need to look at the micro. And what is the micro niche version of that on your own site? It's probably the pepperoni page, pepperoni pizza page. And then what are the other competitors? It's probably their pepperoni pizza page. And then therefore it's not the best like a domain authority or domain rating. It's best to look at the URL rating of those individual pages so you can generally see which one is the strongest and maybe why it's ranking better. I will say URL rating is, I don't use it as extensively as I use domain rating, but URL rating is usually the method I use to see a top level overview of who of my competitors has a higher scoring URL specific to a product or service that I'm looking at, and then I kind of dig deeper from there. So I don't really focus on it. I used to use it as more of a compass in the beginning, and then if I see our competitors have a higher score than us, then I need to do some rabbit hole, digging deeper, going down the rabbit hole, figuring out why. What are the referring domains? What are the links coming in? And how can we kind of cover that ground? So URL rating is a little bit more niche, or I won't say niche, but like it's specific. You can go to individual pages and get a better understanding of which page and which service what's the URL rating score compared to your competitors, and therefore you can have a much more micro comparison. But like I said, I would use it in tandem with other metrics like referring domains, number of content pieces, and so on and so forth. But again, that's what URL rating is, and when you're using it in your day-to-day, I would use it more as a general research, top-level overview kind of metric. But hopefully that was valuable, and that would help you kind of like use a new tool set in your, I guess a new tool in your tool belt when you are kind of researching and scoping SEO work. But if you guys found that valuable, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to pour out this green tea. It's actually very seaweed tasting. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. And so I haven't loved this one the first couple of times I've drinking it, but we're going to give it another shot. I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks. Yep, super seaweedy.